Remember who you are, white boy, and I'm not saying that to discriminate against any other races. It's just that's the trend right now. Remember who you are, white boy, because I think a lot of us forget. We used to be outside playing Xbox 360, drinking Monster, thinking life was going to be insane when we got older. But little did we know that we were living in the best years of our life in specific, and I think of all time. That was the best era to grow up, and now in the big year of 2026, we're finally realizing that. But the era that we grew up in specific, from the early 2000s to the mid 2010s, let me set the picture. Let me paint the picture for you guys in your brains right now. We had the Xbox 360 in specific playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2 after school. Like, I remember from elementary school to the end of middle school just rushing home every single day to get online to play Black Ops 2 with everybody that I met at my school. And I remember before school, I would actually wake up at like 5 to 6 a.m. and just get on Black Ops 2 and play by myself and play custom games of zombies just by myself. And also, don't forget the shows that we had at the time, like Regular Show and Adventure Time. Coming home, turning on Cartoon Network was just chilling. It was peak life. But not only was that some of the peak life in the early 2000s to the early 2010s, but the average lifestyle of just the average white boy was just simple but elite at the same time. We were Sigma Giga Chads at the time. Let's not forget about Nerf gun battles with all of our friends and lightsaber fights and accidentally hitting one of our friends in the eyes or the hand and they cry to your mom or your dad and you get in trouble for hitting your friend. Like, we didn't need to watch YouTube or TikTok to keep us entertained or give us that dopamine adrenaline rush that's pumping through our veins in the big year of 2026. We didn't need content. We were the content. Ooh, chat, clip that. Was that tough? Someone clip that right now. Like, I just remember watching on TV all those commercials about Nerf guns in specific and just like wanting to have a Nerf battle with my friends. So I would literally call up my friends on my little flip phone and be like, yo, let's have a Nerf battle right now. So my parents would drive me to my friend's house and then we would have a Nerf battle and it would be included with the whole family. You know, you got the brothers, the sisters, everybody did a Nerf battle and we would run around the whole yard and hide in the woods. Same thing with the lightsaber fights. We thought that we were Anakin and Obi-Wan. Who didn't think that they were Anakin and Obi-Wan back in 2005 and going onwards, honestly? I still think that I'm Anakin Skywalker in the year 2026. But everything was just peak, bro. It was perfect. And I'm not even like talking about 2016 because I know a lot of people talk about how 2016 was the best year and everything, but I'm just talking about the early 2000s to like all the way up to 2016 and a little bit after that as well. But let's not forget about the culture that we looked up to. We looked up to a lot of cultural stuff as well. We used to see videos on the early stages of YouTube of people doing skate tricks, especially skaters. They were wearing their DC shoes and their baggy pants and their long sleeve shirt looked like a t-shirt, but it was also a long sleeve shirt. And I remember they would be wearing these beanies that had like this little lid on it, but it was a beanie and it was a lid. It was like that fashion at the time. It was just the greatest fashion era of all time, especially the gloves, bro, the fingerless gloves. Some of the skaters back then actually wore that type of drip and they had their hair like really long, but it looked like it was flat iron. So they had like really long hair and it was just straightened out. It was like the emo era. Everybody had like a piercing as well on their lip. And they were also just like blasting this heavy metal music while drinking their Monster energy drinks. Like it's like that older brother core. Like, you know, when you see those videos on TikTok about the older brother core, that was like an actual thing. That was the reality of a lot of people back in the early 2000s. And in specific, if you had a pair of DC shoes and a Monster energy drink in your hand, the green one in specific, the OG one, you were actually him. Like, I remember my mom got me a pair of DCs and like, do you guys remember that old show called The Wild Grinders? And I think the guy's name was Rob Deerdrick, whatever his name was. He was the main character and he made this animation show. Well, they were selling a pair of DC shoes at the time and they had that cartoon on the shoes and I had to get them. The laces were light blue and the shoe was black. And I think they were selling them at Famous Footwear. Regardless, I don't know where they were actually sold because my mom bought them for me. Along with a pair of Osiris's. If you guys know Osiris's, you know ball knowledge. And I know Osiris's were kind of drippy at the time, but I just remember not really liking them as much as the DCs because the tongue of the Osiris's were extremely big, okay? They had like these fat tongues. It was like an elephant tongue on your foot. But I remember having a pair and then matching it with a really skinny pair of skinny jeans, along with a white button-up long sleeve with a black blazer on top. So I was actually dripping. I don't know where the picture is, but I have it somewhere and I'm not going to show it until my face reveal. But that was the culture back then. And if you had any of that drip on, you were actually that guy. You were him. You were getting mad puh. You were getting play. You were getting multiple women at once. But not only was fashion just peak in that era, but gaming just felt completely different back then. It felt way more better. It felt like, it didn't feel like brain rot Fortnite or like, I hate Fortnite, by the way. Fortnite sucks, bro. I don't care what anybody says. Fortnite is probably one of the worst games in the year of 2026. I haven't played that since like 2023. But gaming, bro, gaming was just so good back in the old era, bro. The Xbox 360 era, the Xbox 720 era. Remember when people thought the Xbox 720 was coming out and they thought it was going to be blue? That was the best era to be alive for gaming, with Call of Duty in specific. Like I said before, I used to play so much Modern Warfare. That That was my first multiplayer COD, was Modern Warfare 3, the OG version, not the 2023 version, okay? And I just remember me and my two other friends would always get on Xbox 360 and play Modern Warfare 3 until like 3 a.m. in the morning. And then we would go on Dome Free-For-All and do quick scoping battles with the MSR and the Barrett. Those were peak times. If you know that, then you know that. And that was also, if I recall, the first time that I ever got trolled in a video game. I did not know what trolling was at the time. But I remember being in a Modern Warfare 3 quick scoping free-for-all dome with my two other friends. But instead of quick scoping, they were just hard scoping me, and they kept hard scoping me, and I progressively got more and more mad. Like I was actually screaming at my box TV at the time. And it got to the point where I literally threw my controller on the ground, and I got really mad, and they were laughing at me because I didn't mute my mic or anything. I didn't know what trolling was. I was like, why are you guys not quick scoping? You're hard scoping me, and you're saying you're quick scoping. And they're like, nah, we're quick scoping. We're not hard scoping. What are you talking about? Watch the kill cam. We're we're quick scoping. And then, like I said, it got to the point where I was just screaming into the mic, screaming at them. I was actually genuinely pissed off for the first time in my life. And then they finally admitted to me. They were like, yo, chill, bro. You're getting pranked. We're just trolling you, bro. It's a troll. We're trolling you. And then I kind of thought for a second. I was like, what's trolling? What even is that? And I was like, oh, I get it now. They literally were just trolling me. I was getting pranked. They weren't actually quick scoping. They were hard scoping me. And then near the end of elementary school is when Black Ops 2 came out. Like right when I was about to graduate elementary going into middle school. And that game, let me tell you, I know it's really cliche to say and everybody's like, oh, Black Ops 2 is my favorite Call of Duty, the best snipers, the best quick scoping and everything. But that game and Black Ops 3 were probably one of my best experiences online on a game ever in my life. I had the best time of my life playing those games. Not only was just like playing the core multiplayer good, but like playing with your friends in a private lobby, like playing Michael Myers or paintball with the FAL. Like those were the times I lived for, bro. And I remember this was like 2014, by the way. So when I was in middle school, it was like 2014 and Advanced Warfare was already out and then Call of Duty Ghost was already out. But me and all my friends just decided to hop on Black Ops 2 still because Black Ops 2, everybody was just still on Black Ops 2 after Ghost and Advanced Warfare came out. That was still the game that you would get on just to play because it was fun. Everybody was hopping on Black Ops 2 regardless. And let's not mention the amount of slurs that were thrown around back then in those Call of Duty lobbies. Every single lobby, you would be getting yelled at and called slurs by an older man in his 50s working a blue-collar job. Those lobbies quite literally built the character of who I am today. But then it kind of got to the point where we were seeing older people doing cooler stuff like driving and getting their licenses, and then we all wanted to grow up at some point. We thought adulthood was going to equal freedom. We thought we were going to be those cool older kids that are driving our cars, and you know, I'm not going to lie, I am that cool older guy. I'm not a kid anymore. I'm 24 years old. I'm a 24-year-old man with a Camaro. So technically, I'm living that older life now that the kids think I'm cool now, which isn't really a flex. I don't know why I said that, but it is what it is. But we all thought that life would get better after we were done playing Black Ops 2 and done being in school and done drinking our Monster energy drinks and playing Lego Star Wars and Lego Batman. The point is, we just wanted to grow up so fast. We could not wait to be older. We couldn't wait to get carded and show our IDs at the gas station when we're buying our first pack of cigarettes. But now we're here, actually. We're all here. I don't know how many of you are above the age of 21, but now you guys are probably realizing like, damn, we had it pretty good back then. I wish we could actually go back in time. I don't have any regrets. I wouldn't change anything, but if I could just spend one day back in like 2013 or 2014 in specific, or 2016 in specific, I would just want to experience it one more time with all of my OG friends. That is pure nostalgia, and I wish I could go back for one more day. But it's kind of like poetry. It rhymes. When we were younger, we wanted to be older, but now that we're older, we want to be younger again. We want to just have freedom in our life. We had more freedom, I could arguably say, when we were younger than we do now, because now we have, you know, chores and obligations we got to do. But back then, we were just playing Xbox without a care in the world while our parents were losing all of their money because of the stock market crash or the housing, whatever happened in 2008 with Obama. But now at my old age of 24, you know, that's even crazy to say. A lot of people say that I'm unk. I'm only 24. In all reality, I am super young. I'm young. But at my old age of 24, where I need to lube up my kneecaps so I can bend my knees and actually run outside and go work out now, everything just feels worse now. Like literally every aspect of life feels worse. Everything feels like a chore. Everything feels like I have to do something for somebody else. Life just got more complicated, bro. You know, I have to make money now. I have to make a living, and this is my living. I have to do what I have to do to make ends meet. You know, I gotta buy dinner for my family, even though I don't actually have a girlfriend yet or an actual family at all. I don't even have a kid, but I still have to provide for myself, and that's even hard, bro. I'm losing money as I'm speaking. I literally just bought food. I got takeout at a place and bought food. But with all of that comes more pressure, you know, from your family as well. Like me personally, I don't really care about the pressure, but I just know that the pressure is there. I have to prove to my family that that can do this for a living and actually make money and be successful, blah, 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 you know, all that cliche stuff. And there's obviously more expectations of you when you're older. You know, you have to present yourself in a good way or people are going to look at you bad and they're not going to give you opportunities, and you actually have to talk to people to get to the next position. It's all black pill and it's all boring and blah. But the main point is nothing feels as real as it used to. Like everything's kind of just dull and bland now. And then I feel like back in the early 08s and the 07s, I'm saying it like it's back in the 1900s or something. Back then, everything was like sunshine and rainbows, not a care in the world. And we were just kids just chilling and being chuds, and we didn't even know it at the time. But like I said in the beginning of the video, back to the title of this video, don't forget who you are, white boy. That era shaped you and me into the people that we are today, okay? We still have that energy inside of us. It's still in us somewhere. We just have to go find it somewhere. I don't know where we're gonna find it, but we're gonna find it and we're gonna take it out and extract it from our inner body. And let's be clear, you didn't lose that inner energy, okay? It's not lost somewhere in translation where you can never get it back at any point in time, okay? Let's get that straight. You just forgot it. You forgot who you are, white boy. Get it? Like the title. It's funny, right, guys? But life didn't get worse. It just got a little bit more complicated, that's all. You know, we have to lube up our legs and our arms and our joints so we can actually get up and function in the morning, you know? But remember who you are, white boy. The kid who ran home to play Xbox, who stayed outside until dark, who didn't overthink everything in their life. Every single little bit of information was not overthought when you were a kid. It's still in you somewhere. You just have to find where it is and extract it and take it out. And, you know, I'm just rambling, but you know the point of the story. You just have to find what it is and take it out of you and breathe life into you. Don't overthink anything. But what was your favorite part about growing up? Was it playing Xbox 360 with your friends, Black Ops 2 in specific? Was it having Nerf battles, lightsaber fights, pretending like you were Anakin and Obi-Wan? What was your favorite part about that? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, because I'm going to be doing a face reveal at 100,000 subscribers. Yep, you heard that right, everybody. I really want to lock in and grind this channel specifically because I really am dedicated to the grind, and I really hope that one day this channel can blow up really fast soon. And I appreciate every single one of you. I believe in all of you, even though that's corny to say. I do, because everybody can do it. I'm a normal person too. You can do it. I can do it. But yeah, that's about it. Peace, guys. I'm out.